I shall continue to read from Paper Puzzle, Chapter 1, Dreams, Newspapers, Newspapermen, page 13. A scandal will make it hard for a leader in business to support the career of a young man caught in an uncompromising position. Winnemore cautioned him when he set off to work in the city. Clay stayed away from even the appearance of impropriety on this point. He did not flirt with the other men's wives. He did not engage them long in one-on-one conversation. He dared not be caught dead alone in a room with someone's wife. The very thought of it was out of the question. Winnemore did not raise him to carry on in such an ungentlemanly fashion. Clay would have thought the pieces of newspaper were figments of his imagination, or lingering fragments of a dream, except he neatly placed each scrap of paper on a corkboard. He arranged the pieces in random patterns, looking for a possible message. At the very least, the pieces may come together like a puzzle. The newspaper clippings are real. There is no way to deny their existence. If there is a message contained on the corkboard puzzle, it is indiscernible, Clay surmises. Clay determines the bits of newspaper clippings were not from news stories published in the MTJ, but were similar to an event he had covered as a cub reporter. If I report this to the police, Clay thought, who would believe me? What would I tell them is happening? The authorities would probably think I'm crazy. What would Sigmund Freud think about a series of dreams similar in details but never reaching a perceived conclusion? His thoughts were swirling out of control. He didn't seek professional help. He was, in fact, afraid. God forbid he tells anyone about the nightly visitor. What if he applied for a plum government job in the future and he had to undergo an intensive background check? Clay vividly remembers Senator Thomas Eggleston and his dashed hopes of running for vice president against Spiro T. Agnew, the worst vice presidential pick in history up to that point. Yet Agnew, with all his inexperience and questionable ethics, was on the winning ticket in 1968. The presidential ticket Norman Mailer, the novelist turned journalist for this election, dubbed as a fight between St. George and the Godfather. Eggleston was last seen on the public stage apologetically, crying his eyeballs red after public disclosure that he, as a young man, had visited a shrink for depression. How could Claymore explain seeking help from a shrink over the appearance of newspaper clippings in his bed? How silly, he thought. It was out of the question. If such an act took down a powerful politician like Thomas Eggleston, surely Clay couldn't withstand any similar public scrutiny. Clay did not have designs on leaving the newspaper business, but a young man has to keep his options open. Be prepared. You never know when the opportunity will not, Winnemore preached. Clay's rise in the world of journalism was quick. He earned his journalism degree from the University of Georgia, where he contributed stories to the Red and Black. He didn't distinguish himself as a likely award-winning journalist. Behind his back, Clay peers voted him the most likely to work for a small-town weekly newspaper. He proved the college pundits wrong on all counts.